time for Voice of Indie. Your hosts today are Beem Weeks, author, producer, and marketing monster for independent multimedia publisher Fresh Ink Group, and Stephen Gies, author, producer, composer, and publisher for Fresh Ink Group.
Well, welcome aboard, everybody. It is a Wednesday evening yet again, and this week we are on schedule. This is the Voice of Indie podcast. I am your host, Beem Weeks, and this is episode number 210. 210 of these things we've done. And with me is my co-host, Stephen Gies. How you doing tonight, Stephen?
I'm just excited, just thrilled that it's 210, and man, 210.
Yeah, that's 4 years worth. 4 years worth of stuff. So,
yep.
All right.
I'm also excited for Dr. Janice D. Toney, who won the Purple Dragonfly Award for her book. What's her book called, Beem?
Is Pandemonium in Puzzle Town?
No, it would be Daddy Yo-Yo and the Legendary Marble Tournament.
It's not on my. It's not. We've got so many books.
I know.
It's not written down here. Some of these children's books, we've got a bunch of them. I can't always remember exactly. That's B.A. Johnson. Newest
from B.A. Johnson, who's also the author of the Sassy series, and then Dr. Toney is Daddy Yo-Yo in the Legendary Marble Tournament, now the winner of the Purple Dragonfly Award. I'm also excited because day after tomorrow, Robert G. Williscroft and his lady friend Jill are traveling across the country from Florida back toward Colorado, and they're stopping in Alabama to visit, hang out, have some dinner, and spend the night in the area. So I get to be seen in public with a submariner. Boy, what's that going to do for my reputation, huh?
Yeah, and if Dr. Williscroft is listening, I sent you chapter 22 of your audiobook, and that WE file is about to expire. You need to download that, even if you can't listen to it right away. Get that downloaded, otherwise I got to end up resending it. But keep that in mind. I'm the epilogue away from finishing that book, and it'll be available before too long. Also out now by Verwayne Greenhoe is I Remember Judy. This is a memoir, a loving memoir tribute to his late first wife, Judy, and you can buy this on Amazon. You can buy this on Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books. Get over there and grab a copy. And if you want to be part of tonight's show with our guest, a dear friend of the show that hasn't been on in a bit, you can call in with a question or comment, or you can do so using X. And this is how you can do that.
Call 516-453-9902 right now with your questions or comments for tonight's guest. Or post a note on Twitter with hashtag Fresh Ink Group in the body of the tweet, and we'll read it on air. That's 516-453-9902 or hashtag Fresh Ink Group on Twitter.
All right.
So we've got an audio book out now. This is King's Ransom, part of the Young Knights of the Round Table series by Cheryl Carpinello. These are medieval stories that are aimed primarily at middle schoolers, especially with a bent toward boys, which is very cool because that's not a group that is known for reading a lot and getting into novels and stuff. So she's trying to get them started young. So that's called The King's Ransom, Tales and Legends, as part of the Young Knights of the Round Table series by Cheryl Carpinello, and it's an audiobook. Tell us about that audiobook, Beem.
That audiobook is narrated by Ethan Drew. He is an actor and becoming a big-time star in Hollywood. He's recently was the star of a movie with Christopher Lloyd. That's Doc Brown from the Back to the Future's movie series, as well as the Reverend Jim Ignatowski from the sitcom, the 70s sitcom Taxi. Great character, great show. He's an alumni kind of guy from Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest alum. So he's done a lot of cool stuff. Ethan Drew had the billing over Christopher Lloyd, and we got him to narrate this audiobook. It's got some cool sound effects and all that good stuff in it. So check that out. It was a lot of fun putting that one together. And speaking of audiobooks, and speaking of Dr. Willis Croft, and speaking of the audiobook I'm working on right now, his book, Ran, A Civilization in Hiding, the Fourth Orc Chronicle, is out now, along with Keed, A Lost Civilization, the Third Orc Chronicle. Now, Ran is the one that I'm currently working on as an audiobook, and as I stated here a minute ago, that's almost done. So keep your eyes and ears peeled on that newsletter and listen to this show, and you'll find out when it's available. And you're going to want to check it out because it's just got some cool sound effects. And Trenton Bennett's the narrator, and this guy has the voice for these kind of books. So check it out.
Okay, we've got another book that's only been out for about three to 4 weeks now. And last week it was our number 1 and number 2 print bestseller from Fresh Ink Group. It's called Mr. President, I've Got Your Back. It's by Abigail H. Huguini and Mary L. Smalls. Now, Abigail H. Huguini is the author of There Must Be Something in the Water, which also has become a bestseller here at Fresh Ink Group. And Mary L. Smalls, along with Abigail Huguini, were both ex-First Ladies of South Carolina State University. So this is a history book, historical look back with lots of cool photos of the First Ladies all the way back to the inception from South Carolina State College. It's just a great, cool book, and it's doing really, really well. So we're proud of Abigail Huguini. We're proud of Mary Smalls, and we're glad to see this book out there.
Yeah, also out now is Nell Cooper's Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow. This is a novel for the more in the grown-up world. The previous book was for the kids. This one's for the grown-ups, and it's a historical fiction coming-of-age novel set in Michigan in the mid-1950s. It starts in the late 40s, but it quickly jumps into the mid-50s. It's a couple of youngsters that grew up and came of age in one of the homes for children with disabilities, people with disabilities, people with mental issues and whatnot. And they end up, there's two of them, a boy and a girl. They end up becoming good friends, and they fall in love, and then it's one of those situations where something happens, and she leaves the home in the middle of the night, runs away, and now he's got to go find her. And it's, will they find each other? They agreed to meet, should this ever happen, at a certain place, and he shows up. It's a while later, and he's damaged because of an accident, but it all falls into place. So you want to get a hold of this book. I read it, I reviewed it, gave it 5 stars. Excellent book. So Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow by Nell Cooper.
All right. Now, we've got a children's book out by Tennessee native Michael Filipello, Miratambo Moon Song. That's full of Zinkle Quinkles, and it's aimed at younger children, and it's got original paintings, artwork by Michael Filipello as well. What's going on with the trailer for that book, Beem?
I'm working on the trailer right now, not as we speak, but I've worked on it yesterday. Didn't get a chance to get to it today, but it should be done tomorrow. So pay attention to the Fresh Ink Group YouTube channel. Get over there and subscribe if you're not, because if you're not subscribed, we're sending Guido to your front door. Also out now, which we just talked about a little while ago, Pandemonium in Puzzle Town by B.A. Johnson. This is a book that is aimed towards the kids. That it teaches, why it's not cool to bully, and why just because people are different, it doesn't mean that you gotta turn your back on them or whatever. B.A. Johnson is the author of the Sassy series. That's Sassy Discovers the AME Church, and Sassy Uncovers Peter Allen's Secret. And these are great teaching books as well as entertaining books by B.A. Johnson. So get over there and check out all of them, the Sassy series and Pandemonium in Puzzle Town.
Yeah, now when I looked earlier today, it looked like we've got about 15, 16 books in the pipeline, but I'll just mention 2 quickies that are coming up very soon. Sunrise Over the Pumpkin Patch by Carlisle Toms. He's the author of Edge of Smoke and The Calling Dream, which are both out now. Sunrise Over the Pumpkin Patch is set in the 1960s during the summer of love, and it's full of intrigue and sex and scandal. So, hey, what else could you want? We're also working on Janelle Jordan's The Reality of Interpersonal Leadership, a guide to leading authentically. This is a professional development book. She's the author of Still Not Enough, minority millennials in the workforce. So Janelle Jordan's second book is in the pipeline and should be out soon.
All right. I mentioned this a little while ago. Newsletter. Everything you need to know about the world of Fresh Ink Group and indie publishing, and this podcast, you can be found in our newsletter. It comes out once a week, unless there's special occasions, and we throw a second one out. It's a 20-minute read tops. You get it Wednesday morning. 20 minutes later, read it over coffee, and it's got everything in it. Now, if you're not subscribed to it, here's how you can remedy that faux pas.
Stay on top of these podcasts and all things Fresh Ink Group with our weekly digital newsletter, new releases, videos, stories, excerpts, interviews, and more. Sign up now on the homepage of freshinkgroup.com and be the one who knows what's what.
All right, let's take a look.
Our mistakes do not define us. All of our experiences and challenges, especially the most painful, serve a greater purpose. A lifelong journey of profound experiences and personal sacrifices led Judy White Arts to discover her destiny and connect with her true, authentic self. Judy shares her story and divine pearls of wisdom in this memoir that is equal parts inspiration, insight, and self-help. The essence of spiritual awakening, enlightenment, inspiration, and insights that illuminate the path to divinely guided wisdom is beautifully illustrated with full-color photos and a journal in the back for recording your personal thoughts. Proudly published by Fresh Ink Group, Judy's book is available in jacketed hardcover, softcover, and all ebook formats. Discover your true authentic self through the essence of spiritual awakening as you journey toward your path to self-enlightenment.
Still Not Enough examines the plight of minority millennials in the workforce. Janelle A. Jordan details her own perspective-molding cultural upbringing, along with professional encounters hindered by others' preconceived notions and unconscious biases. She shares examples that are relatable to many with similar experiences. The scars from every denial fueled the desire for each minority millennial to do more. This book also guides leaders managing today's DE&I employees. Norms are evolving, and organizations must adapt or be left behind. Proudly published by Fresh Ink Group in all print and digital formats worldwide, Still Not Enough brings transparency to the challenges of today's younger and more inclusive workforce.
All right. So, we had a couple of commercials to get to that.
All right, so we're up to the top 25.
Yep.
All right. The top 25 print bestsellers from Fresh Ink Group this week are, in the number 25 slot, Celebrate 98, The Untold Stories Behind the Tennessee Football Ball's 1998 National Championship. Above that, at number 24, Verwain Greenhough's new book, the hardcover edition, is out there doing well. Beem, I Remember Judy, a love story about his late first wife.
All right.
Next one, number 23 slot, Marshall L. Shearer, M.D., Toward Interfaith Harmony, his final swan song book before he passed away. That's an excellent book. Kanoi K is in the next slot. My Three Wishes, memoir of a Hawaiian dancer whose family troupe traveled the world. And then above that, B.A. Johnson. We talked about this earlier. Sassy Discovers the AME Church. She priced out an order for 300 books to be sent to an organization in the next couple of weeks. So she's getting lots of good attention out there. Now, we've got the Shearers again, Marshall L. Shearer, M.D., and Marguerite R. Shearer, M.D., husband and wife team, Maximizing Happiness Through Intimate Communication, the third edition. This is a book we first published a long time ago, so we're glad to see this one gets nudging its way back into the list. All right, Jan Sykes is up next with A Beggar's Bargain, the paperback edition of the first book in her A Bargainers series. Beggar's Bargain is the first one. A Noble Bargain is in the works right now. Should be out in the next couple of months. A.K. Winkler's How to Start and Run Your Own Food Truck Business in Florida is up next, and above that, How to Start and Run Your Own Food Truck Business in Tennessee. Those are the two states that seem to do a little better than the other one, but they get in here pretty much every week, don't they, Beem?
They do.
All right. Gwen M. Plano, Letting Go into Perfect Love, Discovering the Extraordinary After Abuse. What's that book about, Beem?
This is a memoir, and it's written by Gwen, and it's meant to share her experience that can help other people if you're in a situation that's not a good situation to be in. Not only how to get out of that situation, but how to heal from it, and to heal yourself, and then to help heal those around you who have also been affected by it. And it's a very insightful memoir.
Yeah, and Gwen has become quite the thriller writer since then. We've got several of her books that have been in this top list very recently.
And people are buying them and reading them.
Yeah. In fact, she broke the record for our biggest royalty report this time. So congratulations, Gwen. You're out there selling some books.
Yeah.
Robert McKenzie, The Chair, Volume 1, Lightning, Thunder, and Glory. We have it on good authority that a certain movie star out there likes that book. This is the first of 5. The first 4 are out right now. 5 is in the works. We're looking forward to the 5th Chair book, and he might just write a 6th. You never know.
Never know.
Next 2 up, the hardcover and the softcover of Mark Marlowe's Operation Counterpunch. This is a Korean-American thriller, which is a lot of fun. American Agony, The Opioid War Against Patients in Pain by Dr. Helen Burrell is next, and this is fun. The next one above it, also by Dr. Helen Burrell, The Hippocampus, the Interactive Brain Book, Fun Learning for Science Lovers. This is an illustrated book about the brain for children, and it's up here in our top 25 bestseller list. Helen, we haven't seen this in the list for a little while.
And Helen's on hold listening to the show, so congratulations, Dr. Helen.
Woo, 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 woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right. Next, we've got Dr. Willis Croft, Robert G. Willis Croft's Operation Ivy Bells, a Mac McDowell mission, the first of 4 Mac McDowell missions. The 5th one's in the pipeline right now, Operation Velo Redux. Hoping to have that one out in about 3 weeks or so. That brings us to the hardcover edition of Michael Filippello's Maritambo Moonsong, the illustrated children's book. And then above that, B.A. Johnson, the illustrated children's chapter book, Pandemonium in Puzzle Town. All right, we're getting up here high on this list now, Beem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the number 7 slot, Celebrate 98. The Untold Stories Behind the Tennessee Football Ball's 1998 National Championship. Congratulations, Dave. It's not even college football season. I don't know what's going on here. People are still buying it. I think that college football thing's going to catch on. All right, now, in the number 6 slot, got a Country Music Hall of Fame drummer named Mark Herndon. He's best known for being the husband of country music singer Leah Seawright. Oh, he also played with a little band called Alabama for almost 3 decades, and he talks all about it in The High Road, Memories from a Long Trip, a memoir we published quite a few years ago, which is out there in basically near the top of our list every week, week after week, year after year, decade after decade, and we're going on probably 3 or 4 centuries here pretty soon. The High Road, Memories from a Long Trip by Mark Herndon. That gets us to our top 5. Paperback edition of Maritambo Moonsong by Michael Filippello is in the number 5 slot. And the numbers 4 through 1 slot, 3 and 4 are the same book, 1 and 2 are the same book. Last week, the 3 and 4 slots were the paperback and hardcover editions of Jan Sykes' Nowhere to Go, Nell Cooper's Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow. And this week, they're also in the numbers 3 and 4 slots. So congratulations, Nell Cooper. Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow is up there in our top 5 2 weeks in a row with both editions. And here's where we can really jump around. Abigail H. Ukini and Mary L. Smalls as Mr. President, I've Got Your Back. The First Ladies of South Carolina State University are in our number 1 and number 2 slots. The paperback edition is outselling the hardcover about 3 to 2. Yeah, about a rate of about 3 to 2 here. So congratulations, Hugh Guinea and Smalls. You two are our number 1 and 2 bestsellers again.
Woohoo! Congratulations. All right. Another one that's out now is Beggar's Bargain, Book 1 of the Bargainers series, with Book 2, A Noble Bargain, in the works. This is by Jan Sykes. This book, A Beggar's Bargain, has really done quite well. She's getting a lot of critical acclaim for this, great reviews, and she's even won some awards for it. So congratulations to Jan, and we're looking forward to A Noble Bargain, Book 2 of the Bargainer series, coming soon. Other works, through the Journey Through the Lens, Creative Guide to Nature Photography by Angie Birmingham, who is also writing the intro for Trains of Alabama, a photo history book by Braden Dexter. And Braden's book will be out before too long, and I've seen some of those pictures. I've seen pictures from both of them. Angie's nature stuff is just phenomenal, and Braden's pictures of trains, man, they're really cool. So keep your eyes and ears open for that one. Get that newsletter if you're not subscribed. And if you've missed an episode of this program, don't fret, don't worry, don't think that there's nothing that can be done about it. We've got an archive, and here's how you can find our past episodes.
Find your favorite show in the Voice of Indie archives on YouTube at Fresh Ink Group, StephenG's.com, BeamWeeks.com, FreshInkGroup.com, and on Spotify. And now you can listen on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and tune in. Just search The Voice of Indie, all one word.
A shocking proposal that changes everything. Desperate to honor his father's dying wish, Lakin Martin vows to do whatever it takes to save the family farm. Once the Army discharges him following World War II, Lakin returns to Missouri to find his legacy in shambles and in jeopardy. A foreclosure notice from the bank doubles the threat. He appeals to the local banker for more time, a chance to rebuild, plant, and harvest crops, and time to heal far away from the noise of bombs and gunfire. But the banker firmly denies his request. Now what? Then the banker makes an alternative proposition. Marry his unwanted daughter, Sarah Beth, in exchange for a 2-year extension. Out of options, money, and time, Lakin agrees to the bargain. Now he has 2 years to make a living off the land while he shares his life with a stranger. Read A Beggar's Bargain, Book 1 in the Bargainer series by best-selling author Jan Sykes. Available worldwide from multimedia publisher Fresh Ink Group in jacketed hardcover, softcover, and all ebook formats. A Beggar's Bargain by Jan Sykes.
The stranger in Puzzletown has everyone talking. When he gets off the bus, his frumpy old suitcase simply says Kevin. He looks normal, but in a town where everybody has knobs, Kevin has no knobs. He's too different. Where can he live? Who would ever want to be his friend? Then a powerful force enters Puzzletown, and their world spins out of control. How will Kevin ever become a true citizen of Puzzletown when he just doesn't fit in? An illustrated chapter book for children, Puzzletown is by retired educator B.A. Johnson, author of Sassy Discovers the AME Church and Sassy Uncovers Peter Allen's Secret. Available in case-limited hardcover, softcover, and all ebook formats. Puzzletown teaches about inclusion in a fun and entertaining way. Published by Fresh Ink Group, Puzzletown has everybody talking.
All right. How about we invite in tonight's guest? First, I'm going to tell you a little something about Patricia A. Guthrie is the author of romantic suspense novels, mysteries, short stories, and nonfiction articles. An accomplished musician and singer, she has appeared in opera companies in Europe and the United States and performed as a church soloist and taught music. Her books include Eerie Charms of the Short Story and Legacy of Danger. I've read them both. Excellent books. She offers short stories on Amazon and in Skyland Magazine, in Affaire de Cour, as well as nonfiction articles in Collie Cassette and the online Nature Journal. An avid animal lover, she has shown horses and quarter horse and collies at the dog show. Welcome back to the show, Patricia A. Guthrie. It is good to have you back with us.
Hey, Patricia.
Thank you very much. It's great to be
back.
Now,
yeah, I mean, because it's been been a while, but I believe this is like your fourth time on the show, which you're one of our frequent return guests, and we bring you back because we bring you back because we enjoy you. Yes, I can hear you.
She gets the jacket at 5, right?
She gets the jacket at 5, the green jacket at 5, the blue jacket at 7.
Yeah.
So, Patricia, last we talked to you, you had a new place to live. You had moved. How are you adapting there, and how is it different from your
Chicago area, right?
Yeah, I'm still in the Chicago area. I moved to Tinley Park, and I moved into an apartment building, a senior apartment building, as a matter of fact, a 2-bedroom. I have my very own study and library. And I'm still working on getting it all set up. It's taking a long, long time. So anyway, it's nice.
You getting to know a lot of the people there? When we last talked, you were trying to get a little book group going or writer group or something?
Yeah, I did. I tried. There wasn't a lot of interest in writing, unfortunately. But I did meet a person who's become a very good friend. He wasn't particularly interested in writing either. He's more interested in religion. And that kind of prompted me into that too, also, into that too.
So you've become religious, or you've changed religions, or
actually, I've changed my religion, yeah. Although I'm still Episcopalian, which is what I always started with, and now I'm a saved and baptized Baptist.
Baptist Holy Roller. All right.
That's what I am. Here I am.
All right.
So you go to church with this new friend?
Yeah, I do all the time. All the time.
Well,
I have
cool.
several. We have several. He has a wonderful Bible study group, and we all go together. Well, several of us go together.
Yeah, so you're getting to know other people besides him too.
I am, and my writing is changing too. I can't say it's wonderful, but it's going in a new direction, and I'm not sure where exactly that direction is going to go.
Oh. Cool.
I still would like to do mysteries and thrillers and stuff like that, but it probably will be either it's going to be darker or it's going to be more educational, nonfiction. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. It's been a long time since I've really worked on my writing, to be honest with you.
Well, what's it going to take to get you going again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. But I've been really kind of sick also with diabetes and stuff. So
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I am too. A lot of my interests have changed.
Well, what else has changed?
And yes, I still have a horse.
You keep that in the apartment?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's what my second bedroom is for.
And you keep a collie in the stable?
Well, actually, I don't have dogs anymore. I have 2 cats.
Uh-oh. Swap the dogs out for cats. What kind of dog person does that?
Well, my dogs passed away several years ago. It's been a long time since I've had dogs.
Now, you had a black cat, right?
I have 2 black cats.
Ah.
One's a tuxedo kitty, and one is a pure black cat. So.
Eerie charms.
Eerie charms. Yeah, you know, you had mentioned going in different directions, and some of it might be darker. I like your dark stories. You write some really good dark stories, and we're going to get around to talking about Eerie Charms and Legacy of Danger and things like that too here shortly. But what all have you been up to since we last talked to you? Other than going to church and all that, you working on anything?
Well, yeah, no, I really haven't been working on anything particularly. I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of studying the Bible, studying books about the Bible, about people that were involved in the Bible. My sister is a priest, and she's been giving me some great ideas as far as that goes. I just finished reading Teresa of Avila, she was a middle-aged nun. I guess she could be called a nun. And she was pursued by the Inquisition, which I thought was also very interesting. But she always managed to outfox them.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah, it is rather. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Sometimes it takes writers a long time to get into the groove.
Yes.
If they're changing...
I fully understand that.
Especially if they're changing milieux, which I am.
Yeah, well, you'll get into the groove, definitely. So are you doing any singing? You do any singing these days? Why don't you tell us about your history of singing and how you've come to today?
Oh, well, yeah. I was an opera singer for a long time. And then when I moved to Chicago, I started singing with, lyric opera, but I also started singing with St. James, which is a big cathedral in Chicago. And then I moved down to Park Forest, and I was a soloist in the Episcopal Church down there. And when I moved to Tinley Park, I started attending the Baptist Church with Scott and a couple of other people. And I've been
singing there.
Well, they just recently started forming a choir again. Most of the churches around here stopped their choir when COVID hit. COVID was really, really bad for restaurants and for small groups.
Choirs.
So, you probably know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're starting up again, and I'm part of it, and I'll be part of it.
Oh, that's great.
And their hymn choices are wonderful, just wonderful.
Now, you have a degree in music, right?
I do have a master's in music.
From where?
Manhattan School of Music in New York.
Oh, the Manhattan School of Music. Cool.
Yeah, it's a great school. It's a great school.
And you sang in opera companies in Europe. What were some of these companies? Whereabouts in Europe did you sing?
Well, what
was the experience like? I find that fascinating.
Oh, well, my first stint it was in Europe, was in Switzerland. And was a Centre Lyrique International, and it was a wonderful experience. From there, I got an engagement in Coburg, in Germany, Landestheater Coburg in Germany, where I sang several major roles. And then I came back to Chicago, and I sang with Lyric Opera Chicago for a couple of seasons. And then I decided that I didn't want that career anymore. So now singing opera, many operas, many of the greatest operas are in Italian. Some are in French. Do you sing in Italian and French, or just in English? Oh no! I sang in Italian, German, French, I've sung in Spanish. I've sung in, first trying to think of any other languages, but mainly Italian and German. Because when I sang in Germany, all the operas were sung in German. When I was in Switzerland, it was in the language that the opera was written in. And also same with Chicago.
Now, I've seen one opera in my life, and that was way back in the 1970s, and that was Carmen. Came to Wharton Center on the campus of Michigan State University, and our school went to go see it, and it was kind of cool. You know, not my thing.
Yeah, Carmen is a wonderful opera. Very sexy and very dark.
All right, people, we're talking to Patricia A. Guthrie, author of Eerie Charms of the Short Story and Legacy of Danger. And you know what? You could call in. We've got a phone number here, 516-453-9902. Give us a call and ask a question or make a comment for Pat Guthrie. And we're going to play one commercial and be back in a minute.
Before we do that, I'm going to jump over here to X, and Verwayne Greenhoe posted just kind of made it through that hurricane down there, that big storm that came through there. They got some flooding and whatnot, but they survived it. And Verwayne says, he and his wife, Lisa, says, we are settled down to listen to author Patricia A. Guthrie talk with Fresh Ink Group hosts Beem and Stephen. You can join us by going online, and he put the link on, so thank you for sharing that link, Verwayne. And we will be right back after this.
Mr. President, I've got your back. South Carolina State College was established in 1896 by the state legislature to provide educational opportunities to African Americans. The college is situated on land acquired by the state from the United Methodist Church in 1869. Thomas E. Miller was named the first president. Faced with many challenges and struggles, Miller and his wife, Anna, did an excellent job of moving the college forward and building a foundation for later growth and development. Since that time, 13 presidents and 5 interims have continued to build upon Miller's legacy. Although much is written about the presidents, very little has been written about their spouses who aided them in furthering the university. This book is by 2 of the school's prominent first ladies, Abigail H. Hugueny, author of There Must Be Something in the Water, Anthology of the Fourth Generation, Descendants of Green Pond, After the Emancipation, and Mary L. Smalls, retired educator administrator. Now available in case-limited hardcover, softcover, and all digital ebook formats. Mr. President, I've got your back. It's published by Fresh Ink Group. This important contribution to African American history features 12 dynamic, smart, and innovative First Ladies who demonstrated through their untiring support. Mr. President, I've got your back.
All right, that's our number 1 and number 2 bestsellers in print this week by Abigail Hugueny and Mary L. Smalls. What's going on with the trailer? That's over on YouTube, isn't it, Beem?
Yes, it is. That's been up for about a week or so, a couple weeks maybe. Go over there, and we got a whole bunch of book trailers. We got previous episodes of this show over there. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. So get over there and check it out.
Yeah, we picked up a couple of more subscribers this week, too, so we had to get up and dance our jig.
All right.
It definitely happens. Now, I have decided probably the main reason I keep a landline in the house is because every now and then I can't figure out where I put my phone. So then I have to go to the landline and call my phone so it says, it's ringing in the laundry room? What was it doing in the laundry room? So every now and then I lose my phone. But our guest tonight, Patricia A. Guthrie, once lost a novel. What's that about, Pat?
Oh, my God, you remember that? Yes, I did. I totally lost a novel one time. It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It was.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about it. I started writing in the 90s, about 1995 or so, I guess. And I wrote a couple poems and stuff like that. That was nice. But then I decided I was going to write a mystery, a novel, and it was going to be a mystery. And I wrote it, and I wrote it, and I wrote it. And I think the first chapter was about couple hundred pages long. What happened was I had this. I don't even remember the name of the computer I had. It might have even been a word processor. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. But
did it look like an abacus?
And I put it on a floppy. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We're showing our age, aren't we, Pat?
Yes, we are. What happened was I didn't save it properly. I thought I saved it properly. I saved it to the best of my ability. And then it wasn't there anymore. And I went to several places around town. They had these little computer kiosks, I guess, or small stores. And they couldn't get it either. And I forget exactly what I did. But what I didn't do was save it.
Wow.
So I finally got another computer, and I had to write the whole thing over again. And I still haven't published it. It's still not published, and I'm still thinking about publishing it because it's written, but it's how it is when you write your first novel and it's just yucky.
Well, yeah, but you've written this one twice, so the second version was better than the first, right?
You just go through it and you clean it up, and
we know a publishing company.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, I would never have known that. No, I've been thinking about having it published, and it really needs to be cleaned up really badly. I love the story. I mean, I think the story is pretty decent.
Well, I imagine it is because you're a wonderful storyteller. Like I said, I've read Eerie Charms and I read Legacy of Danger, and I thoroughly enjoyed both of those.
Water Lilies Over My Grave?
Read that too.
Oh, yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Oh, good.
So
good.
Clean it up and publish it. We need a new Patricia A. Guthrie novel.
Yeah, we like the covers on these other books too. They look cool. So I'm already starting to picture what would be on this one. Is this Matt's Murder that we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I think we've talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. A little bit, not very much.
I don't think I sent it in or anything.
No. All we did was talk about it. They don't hit bestseller lists if all you do is talk about them, Pat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. But I don't think this would hit the bestseller list anyway. But I don't know. Maybe it would. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah,
so
it does have some of its charms.
Yeah, so
now... I got into... Okay, let me tell you what's happening in my life, my writing life.
Okay.
I've gotten to the point where I was so ingrained in how do you do it, the technical aspects of it. Now, how many points of view can I have? And there was one chapter that I had somebody else's point of view that had nothing to do with anybody else in the book, So I really need to, that sort of stuff really needs to kind of go. But I don't know. Well, I'll say with that, I still want to finish Matt's Murder because that was my really first novel, and I love the story.
Well, we don't want Matt to die in vain.
Yeah.
No, I love the characters too. So maybe I'll go back to that again.
Well,
but I really want to get into the religious stuff.
Well, we need Matt's Murder first because it's already written. Yeah. So, see, Beem, our work is done.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me.
Now, Patricia.
Yeah.
We touched on briefly that you showed quarter horses. Well, tell us a little bit more about this. What events did you show them? When I was a kid, I showed horses. It was Western Pleasure, most of that stuff. Western Pleasure and halter class and things like that.
I don't know that.
What events did you show, and why did you choose quarter horses?
Oh, well, I started with, my first horse was a half Arabian who was a nut. And then my second
sister
horse
had an
was
Arabian.
a thoroughbred. My second horse was a thoroughbred. And I showed him a little bit. English Pleasure mainly, and hunter over fences, which I wasn't very good at. And then after that, I went to another thoroughbred, and then I've had about 13 horses all in all. I'm just trying to think.
How did you get into
Western Pleasure? I've shown in English Pleasure, halter classes, showmanship classes, a lot of things now. I'm not riding anymore. I haven't ridden my horse in about a year, but I do have a share boarder who does show her, and she wins a lot, which is great for her. She's 21 years old. She's a great girl. So we're all very happy.
You think you'll ride again?
I don't know. With the diabetes, my balance has gotten off. My balance is really off kilter. So, no, I don't want to sound like a bad Nelly, but I'm not comfortable riding anymore. I'm afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get your health back into gear. Take care of yourself first and foremost, and that stuff will fall into place. If it's something that you enjoy, you shouldn't shortchange yourself in it.
I don't enjoy it anymore. I used to enjoy it. I rode for 20 years.
Then let's go back. How did you get started into it? What was that first thing that pulled you into where you said, "Hey, I want to do this"?
I've always loved horses. Ever since I was born, I loved horses. When I was
my sister.
I could cite every Kentucky Derby winner from 1875, the first Kentucky Derby. I could recite every single one of those, the winners of every single one of those races. And I still watch major races on television.
Every year, gotta watch them.
Yeah.
My sister was like that when from the time that she's my older sister. She's a couple of years older than me, but from the time that she knew what a horse was, she always wanted one. And the problem is when my parents were still married, we lived in the city. But when they got a divorce, my dad moved out to the country and got a farm. And my sister just begged for a horse, and she got one. Then I got one. My little brother got one, and it became like a family thing. Except for my older brother, he couldn't have cared less for horseback riding and all that. He was into sports, not horses. But she sounds a lot like you. She could tell you all the Kentucky Derby winners and what horse run the Triple Crown and all that good stuff. But
yeah. I love horse racing. I've been to Arlington a couple of times.
All right.
But
we're gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna take a quick break here. We have over on Twitter. We have or X, as the kids are saying these days. We've got a couple of questions here.
Okay.
We're going to do I'll tell you what, because these are, these are questions. There's a question here. So we'll get back to this after. We're going to take a break, take an ad here, and we're going to go to X and read some questions over there. Callers, people, listeners, you've got a chance to call in. 6-453-9902, and we'll put you on the air. So we'll be back with that question over on X.
Okay, fantastic.
A husband writes about his romance, marriage, and life with the woman of his dreams. Moments of love and intimacy build a strong relationship that cannot be torn apart by her history of sexual abuse and eventual descent into dementia and Alzheimer's. Proudly published by Fresh Ink Group in jacketed hardcover, softcover, and all ebook formats, I Remember Judy is a heartfelt memoir and tribute by Verwayne Greenhow. He shares with us the joy, love, intimacy, and happiness of 40-plus years. When his wife could no longer remember it, Verwayne Greenhow remembers it for her in I Remember Judy, a love story.
All right. So what we've got here over on X, Joe Conjo, he says, Patricia, scratch my first question since I've already answered it. So he's got a second question here. He says, do you also play any musical instruments? And if you do you play more than one?
Hello? I'm sorry, did I miss something? I just walked out of the room for a minute.
Okay, I'll reread the question then.
I'm sorry.
This is the question from Joe Conjo over on X. He's asking,
okay.
Do you also play any musical instruments? And if you do you play more than one?
Ooh, I play piano.
Ooh.
I used to play piano pretty well, but I don't play very well anymore. But I still can play.
That's it? The only instrument's piano?
No, I also play guitar.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done that for a while either.
I picture you up there shredding with Slash.
There's a lot of things that I used to do that I don't do so much anymore.
Well, I more pictured her doing Led Zeppelin riffs.
Yeah, I could see that.
You saw me as what?
Playing Led Zeppelin riffs on the guitar. Guitar riffs, you know?
Oh. Huh.
Led Zeppelin, that's one of those kids' bands.
Oh, kids' bands,
yeah. Okay.
All right. Patricia A. Guthrie, let's start talking about your books. You got a couple of books out there published by Fresh Ink Group. Yeah, we like to see some of these things start climbing up that bestseller list again. Let's start with Water Lilies Over My Grave. I especially like the cover on this one. It's very, very cool. What's that about?
I love the cover. I love the cover on that book. Yes, I love it. What would you like to know about it?
Well, what's it about? Water lilies over somebody's grave?
Well, it's been a while since I've read it, but it's about a young woman who is running away from her ex-husband, and she moves to a town in Wisconsin, upper Wisconsin. I can't remember. Somebody else tell me how it goes. What is it about? How does it go? Her husband is a psychiatrist, and her husband is after her. He wants to kill her, or one of these things. If you can't have her, if I can't have her, nobody's going to get her. So that's pretty much the gist of it. But I don't know if I was going to do that. I would have looked at my... never mind. Anyway...
Well, Annabelle O'Brien is the main character, right?
Annabelle.
Yeah.
Annabelle
right.
O'Brien. Yeah, she is the main character, and the second, her male interest is Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does anybody have the book on
two ladies. Now, two ladies who resemble Annie wind up murdered, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Hang on a second. Let me go get the book. And I just it's been a long time since I see that book.
All right. Well, while she's grabbing the book, we could bring in a caller from Verwayne Greenhow.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, well, I know where it is.
All right. You want us to bring in the caller?
Yeah. Let's talk to Verwayne.
All right. Hello, Verwayne Greenhow. You're on the air. How you doing?
Hey.
Doing well.
Hey, Verwayne.
Hi there. How are you doing, Patricia?
I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Now that I'm on the phone with you guys, I'm really doing well.
Good.
Yeah. You always get nervous on that when they got you on hold and you're going, I'm going to make a total idiot of yourself. And my wife's sitting here going, yes, you will.
Well, yeah, I'm making an idiot of myself. That's okay.
But in reading the hashtags,
out of myself, I did a testimonial the other day, and I really made a fool out of myself.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
In the hashtags, it talks about thriller and paranormal.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
did a lot of
done a lot of things with the paranormal? Okay.
Hello?
You want to repeat that question, Verwain?
Yes, I just wondered, have you done many stories about the paranormal?
Yeah. Legacy of Danger is full of paranormal. There's quite a few short stories that I did with paranormal in it.
Yeah.
I got the wrong book. I got your book instead of mine. Here Comes Time to Float. You remember that one?
That's my collection of short stories.
Yeah. I picked it out. Hang on, let me go get it.
Cool.
All right.
I'm keeping you overtime, am
I?
Here's Very Charms. I have a lot of paranormal charms. I have some of my favorite stories or short stories of the paranormal.
To answer your question, Verwain, her short story collection, Eerie Charms of the Short Story, it's what it says, Eerie Charms. There's a lot of paranormal type of stuff and spooky stuff in there, and well written. Yeah. I love that short story collection. It's one of my favorite short story collections.
Yeah, the subtitle of that's called Fantasy, Mystery, and Horror. So it puts some genres right out there for you. That's another cool cover too, Patricia.
And if you grab a copy of that, Verwain, you can't go wrong.
All right. Well, as a paramedic, I ran into a lot of people who died, and I had one that followed me around for years.
Wow.
You had one what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
A spirit that.
You know what? I think I have. I didn't have a problem. I think I have another program going at the same time. Hang on. Let me try to get off of it. And if I lose you, I'll call you back.
Okay.
Good God.
It's better than Blog Talk Radio not working anyway.
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
All right. Well, Patricia,
I did an audible book on.
Hello?
Go ahead, Verwain.
I was going to say, I did a story, but a 21-minute or 18-minute story about the gentleman who followed me around, but it was called 21 Minutes, and it was a true story about a man who's been in a horrific accident. He's dying. He knows he's dying. I know he's dying, but we can't get him out of the car. And I have to be there while I'm talking to him. And,
oh, no.
He's dying. And
is this a story or is this happening in real time?
This really happened back in 1974.
Oh. Ooh.
And he followed me around for years before he finally went away. So.
Wow.
But that was a true story.
He saved your car all that time?
No. He followed me around. He was in our house.
He was dead, Patricia. He was dead. He died in a car accident, and Verwain was the paramedic that was there, and the spirit of this guy followed him around for years.
Wow.
Sounds like one of your stories, Pat. Another Eerie Charms short story.
It does. It sounds exactly like one of my stories.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for calling in, Verwain. We appreciate that.
Thanks,
and we're glad that you were able to join us, that you made it through the storm all right.
Oh, yeah.
You too.
Yeah,
say hello to Lisa for us.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, Patricia, Eerie Charms of the Short Story is one of my favorites by you. There's so many very cool stories, such a variety of situations. I want to ask you about a couple of them specifically.
Sure.
The one that's about a malevolent fairy that's dancing men to their deaths. What's that about?
I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got that right out of a ballet called Giselle. And then I got it. Then I can. Well, I didn't get it right out of the ballet, to be honest with you. I got the idea from the ballet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how does she dance them to their deaths?
Okay. Well, she is. She's in a platter. Okay, and her uncle, I guess, died, and the platter went with him. So she ended up in the United States. She's from Hungary. I think she's from Hungary anyway. Yeah. I'm just looking to see where it is in here. Anyway, she wants that platter back because that's where she belongs. And she's she's no longer where she needs to be. Her home is gone, and she needs her home back. So she follows the platter to the home of a bed and breakfast. Actually, that's where the platter went, to a bed and breakfast where her uncle was residing. And her uncle dies. And now she needs to get that platter back. And the platter is actually a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's in the book, but she's not in the book.
Yep. Yep.
And she, what she does is she gets the husband. I mean, this is a two-parter also. My goodness, I'm not thinking straight now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about another one. The one where the couple can't get out of the train station. That's a really quirky situation. What a fun story too.
I love that one.
Why are these people in the train station and why can't they leave?
Oh, because they were in a train accident. They were in an accident. The train and the people in the train accident were killed.
Oh, so they're ghosts.
They're ghosts, yeah.
Ah, well, there's your
and
paranormal.
The train goes up to the station, and I think it was it might have been Grand Central in New York, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't read these stories in a lot of years and years.
But you were there when they got written.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You better believe it. But I like that story too.
Well, let's talk about another one. One more then. I like the one where the housewife, she's looking at this like tear-stained old painting, and
the painting. Yeah,
she sees something. What does she see?
Here, so I can help you with that one. I can help you with all of them actually. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Do you remember what that one was called, with the tear-stained painting?
Yeah, the painting. It's called the painting. The Fair Lady. The Fair Lady was the one about the woman, the ghost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Allison McKenzie is the owner of the Fair Lady Bed and Breakfast, and the woman's name, if I can find it in here. Been a long time.
All right, how about we move on to Legacy of Danger? Do you remember that story, that novel?
Of course I do. Actually, I remember all of them.
Yeah, that one's got a very cool trailer for it too, and I like the cover on that one as well.
I do. Elena DeCaney.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this one. This is it starts in Chicago. It begins in Chicago, and then she moves off to Romania.
Yeah, it starts off in Evanston, Illinois.
Evanston, okay.
Yeah, and she ends up in Evanston, and then goes off to Romania.
So
and what happens in Romania? What took her to Romania? And What's going on there? What you get there?
I wish you'd asked me these questions before. I could have read the book again.
Yeah.
Well, I love these books.
Well, Legacy of Danger, you can pretty much get the plot if you go over on YouTube and watch the trailer. And like I say, it's got a very cool cover.
Yes, it does. I love this cover. I really love it.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to getting some more from you, Patricia A. Guthrie. We're about out of time now, so we do want to ask you, do you have any advice for other writers out there?
Yeah, keep your work close at hand and don't forget them. I'm laughing, but
don't lose your novels.
Huh?
Don't lose your novels.
Don't lose your novels. Yeah. Make sure you remember the plot.
Yeah.
And just work at it. It's an awful. It's a real effort to write a novel. I think everybody who's ever written one knows that.
So what is your advice? Stick with it?
Yeah. Either stick with it, or if you decide it's really not for you, it's not in your heart and soul, then don't do it. Find something else.
Yeah.
Read. Just read a lot. Just read and read and read. And it might come back,
advice.
it might not.
Mm-hmm.
It might come back, it might not. But, I mean, for a long time I didn't write at all. And this is getting me back to give. That's, I don't know why I got such a bad case of writer's block. It just, I couldn't do anything for a long time.
Well, Patricia, how can people contact you? Are you on social media, Twitter, Facebook? Where can people find you?
On Facebook.
As Patricia A. Guthrie?
My email address is patgus@aol.com, so you can get me on my email. It would be nice to hear from people. Huh?
Do you have a website, blog?
I do. Unfortunately, I haven't done anything with that either for a long time. But I think the first one was pretty good anyway. Yeah. It's,
all right.
Doing well at this, am I?
Okay, do you have any other handles, like on Twitter/X, or any other place?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on PA Guthrie.
PA Guthrie 1 on X. PA Guthrie's the number 1 on X.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Guthrie, Guthrie.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
right.
If people want to contact me there, that would be absolutely wonderful. I would love to hear from them.
That would be
have
cool.
to get my head back in the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I apologize that I couldn't remember more in detail of my books and my things. It's very embarrassing not to remember stuff.
Well, I sometimes look through my folders and think, did I write that? And then I have to go back and read it. And it's like, wow, apparently I did, But at any rate, it's been fun having you on the show again, Patricia A. Guthrie.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to some new work from you soon. And maybe Matt's Murder will be your next book. That would be very cool.
It may very well be. It may very well be. I have a neat dream sequence in that.
Oh, yeah. All right. Congratulations on what you've accomplished with your spiritual journey, and we hope you get to do a lot more singing in church. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
It would be. It is nice. Thank you so much for having me back on.
And even if you can't ride them, I hope you enjoy your horse anyway.
Oh, wonderful! I do. She's old, but still going strong.
There you go. All right, people. Next week, we're going to have author Joe Conjal. He's got a new book out, and you know what happens when our friends put new books out? They come on the show and talk about them. So we're looking forward to having Joe Conjal again.
And after that, we've got Noah Asher. We don't know a whole lot about Noah Asher, but we're looking to find out what he's all about just at the same time you are. So tune in for that one. And after that,
After that, we've got Story Empire contributor Liz Guthrie. Liz is fairly new to us. We've only known her for a short time now, and we're getting familiar with her work over at Story Empire. We're really having some fun with that. We're a fan. How about you, Beem? Becoming a fan of Liz Guthrie? Yeah. And this will be the first time she's been on the podcast, too, so we're very looking forward to that. And then we've got some more guests that we're lining up after that, and before you know it, it'll be the end of the year. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for calling in tonight for Wayne Greenhoe. Everybody, thanks for participating on Twitter. And thanks again to you, Patricia A. Guthrie.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me back. I really appreciate it.
We enjoy having you on.
I'm glad.
All right. So we're going to burn off our last commercial here on the way out, and we'll see everybody next week.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
In 1948, 8-year-old Kay is at Oakdale, the Lapeer State Home in Michigan, where people of all ages with physical and mental aberrations come to live. Kay wonders why she is here and if she will ever leave. She cares for an infant who will not let anyone else feed her, and she has friends, especially a boy her age she calls Toe. When Kay and Toe grow close as teens, she discovers the home has scheduled surgery that will change her life. With the clothes she's wearing and the file containing her life story, Kay flees late one dark night. Toe tries to chase after her, but a fateful accident robs him of the chance to seek the love of his life. Will Kay ever experience the kind of family she has longed for? Published in jacketed hardcover, softcover, and all ebook editions by Fresh Ink Group, Nell Cooper's Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow is a historically accurate coming-of-age story about identity, belonging, and learning to choose one's own destiny. Read Nell Cooper's Nowhere to Go But Tomorrow.
You're listening to The Voice of Indy.
In 1945, 10-year-old Ronald Dennison, the son of a backwoods Arkansas preacher, began having profound dreams about religion and a strange red-haired woman. The dreams follow him for decades, with the woman sometimes seducing him, other times calling him to become a televangelist, but eventually berating him for his sins of lust. She holds a secret so dark that he dares never admit it, even to himself. The more famous and wealthier he becomes, the more he struggles with his adultery, his fetish, and his shame, until his torment can no longer be contained. Staggering revelations challenge everything he ever believed. Will truth bring him the peace he always craved? Or will the woman's demands prove more than he can bear? Read the novel The Calling Dream by Carlisle Thoms. Proudly published by Fresh Ink Group in hardcover, softcover, and all ebook formats. The Calling Dream by Carlisle Thoms.
You've been a part of Voice of Indy, a production of Fresh Ink Group. Spread the word, support our guests, then find us at freshinkgroup.com and be sure to hashtag Fresh Ink Group.